Hello, hello, hello. Assalamu alaikum. Umar here from the Muslim Entrepreneur book. I'm really excited to be sharing today this short webinar. Welcome to this webinar. It's called 8 Steps to Write, Publish, and then Profit from Your Book. Okay, your book, the book you will have in 2016 or 2017, inshallah. And we will be sharing some amazing tips here that you can apply right away. Start getting a title, start getting some content, and inshallah get a book as well. Uh, just a quick thing here. Can you tell me where you're calling in from? Just type it in the chat box here. Okay, I see California. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, so this webinar will be in 2 parts. I'll be showing you exactly the 8 steps I use to publish. And walaikum salam. I see Michigan, USA. Mashallah. So we got a lot of excitement here. People are arriving on this line. Welcome, welcome. So let's get started here. Just going to go full screen. So what I wanted to do is give you something practical that you can apply. There's a lot of theory out there, and the goal is really to get you a book. I'm not talking about an ebook or something you can use to sell things. I'm talking about a real book you can use for many other things. Okay, whether you're into speaking or you want to get clients, etc. We'll get into that. What you can do with the book. Okay, you can get on TV. You can really interview amazing people thanks to a book, and also grow your business. Why not? If you're in there for religious reasons as well, you want to do dawa, etc. Yeah, a book is a good way as well. Now, this is me here. This is in Toronto, as you can see in the background. And my name is Umar Sulemboj. And many people cannot pronounce my last name. So call me Umar Sule. It's what they call me in school and everything. I'm a normal guy, okay? Just as a student, I was able to write, publish, and profit from my book, and mashallah, make it an international bestseller worldwide. And my story is that of growing up in Senegal. For those of you who don't know, Senegal is a land in West Africa, and that's my beach here. It's only 5 minutes walk from my house. Okay, actually, I'm calling you from there. So I'm visiting family here. It's my wife, and it's a traditional Muslim family. We have 95% Muslim. I mean, for over 1,000 years, we have a very rich history of Islam. And around 1994, we had an economic crisis. Some bankers decided that our currency was too strong. I mean, life was good before, but all of a sudden, the currency was half of its value. Okay, they decided overnight to devalue the currency. For those of you who know a little bit about money, you know that money can lose its value overnight. And imagine you go to the baker today, and a loaf of bread is what, maybe $1. Uh, Next day they tell you, no, you cannot pay me $1. It's $2 now. $2 for a loaf of bread. And you do that for milk, you do that for everything else. And I can tell you, I still remember some people stopped buying milk. Okay, those are some things that formed my character. And in 2001, I was always a big reader of manga. For those of you who don't know, this is a book I'm holding here. It's my very first book. Okay, so I wrote in 2001, but I didn't have means to publish it. I just drew some pictures, made it into a book, knitted it with my own hands, okay? But no means to publish, didn't know this information here. So really I'm excited to be sharing it with you. Now, 2015, 2016 now, Alhamdulillah, my very first published book, the Muslim Entrepreneur book, it became a #1 Amazon bestseller, mashallah. Now, what I want to do here is go right away into the training. Step 1, we talk about why books. Step 2, we talk about mindset, okay? What is the proper mindset of an author? You need to start with that. And then step 3, find the right book for you, for your business, for the kind of person you are. Step 4 is content, how to get amazing content that will glue people to your book. Step 5 is writing the book. I have a proprietary technique I'm using really to write the book in record time. What takes the most time is the content from my experience. And step 6 is publish your book, okay? Step 7, we talk about profiting from the book. You don't want to just write a book and put it in the garage, have a lot of books there. No, you want it to be spread. You want people to benefit. Inshallah, you get ajr from it as well. And step 8, we're talking about products around your book, whether it's speaking or video products you want to do. If you're into medicine, it really depends on your profession. You can do many things around a book and make an income. Whether you're doing a children's book, etc., you can do many things. Now, let's why books? Okay, because books are accessible. You could be in the jungle, okay, and get a book, read it, and hopefully spread it as well. So really, books are the best means to spread information. If you look at influential movies out there, like the Titanic, okay, something everybody would know probably, and $1 billion movie, okay, $1 billion, that's a lot of money. You take any other influential movie, you'll see people spend 100 million, 200 million for a movie. Now, can everybody do that? No. Okay, you need to have deep pockets to do that. But how about a book? How much does it cost to write a book? And I can tell you, here's the good news for you. Your book could be more influential than a movie. Okay, so it's very accessible, a few $1,000s maximum, and you get a book published. Alhamdulillah. So it's very accessible. Books are respected. They're prestigious. They're good for getting prospects as well for your business. And whether you into education and you want to teach people things, you want to do some coaching, whatever it might be, they're good for getting prospects. And you meet the right people with your book. That was certainly true for me. Meeting amazing mentors, amazing people, amazing Muslim entrepreneurs. And you leave a legacy for the future. Muslims are rewarded long after their death, as you know. So let's get the beneficial knowledge out there by getting your book. I know you have amazing knowledge, whether from your corporate experience, from your student days, or from your family you're bringing. You can bring so much to the world thanks to your book. And you'll be rewarded, inshallah. Now, have the right intention, whether it's monetary, okay? Nothing wrong with that. You can write a book to make money, and beyond, okay? You can write it for other purposes as well. Now, let's talk about mindset here. The mindset of an author. Become a Muslim author. That's my invitation here. Let's dive into history. Imam Suyuti, he died in Egypt. He was the Egyptian imam. His father was a great scholar, and he had tons of books. And he told his pregnant wife, go get me such and such book. But the book was very high placed, and she had to climb kind of like a ladder to get the book. So that gives you a picture of how many books scholars had. And while reaching out, because she was pregnant, she was obviously heavy, she fell, and the books fell on her. And right then and there, she went into labor, and subhanAllah, she gave birth to a tremendous scholar, Imam Suyuti. He was called Ibn Qutb, the son of books. That just gives you a picture of how much we Muslims we love books. Okay, this is really our area when we're talking about books. Imam Shafi, obviously, 100 books. Obviously, we lost most of his books, but Ibn Qayyim is very well known for his books on the heart and many other things. Ibn al-Haytham, this is someone in optics that wrote about, optics, mathematics, that kind of thing, but also Islam. So we know a lot about books. That's a fact. Now, as a Muslim, know that that's an advantage for you. Mansa Musa in West Africa, he probably is the richest Muslim of this last ummah. He built a city around books, Timbuktu, still known for many, many books that were produced there, over 100,000 books. And wealth and useful knowledge are correlated. That's what I want you to write down. Beneficial wealth and knowledge are always correlated. So maybe you won't see the results of your book right away, but trust me, they bring wealth, they bring prosperity, always. Now, feel like an author. That's what I want you to do. Kind of close your eyes and feel that you are an author, okay? That your book is already done. How do you feel? How do you feel? Talk like one. And now introduce yourself like an author. Because I'll show you how to get that done. Get a cover. Get a cover for your book. I'll show you how to get a great cover. Not the final cover of your book, but just a trial, something to work with. So you get a clear picture of your book. Start with the cover, and then write one sentence in your book. Okay? Mine was, the Muslim entrepreneur does his best while relying on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I never changed it. It's amazing. Because once I've written that everything else came. But write that first sentence. What will it be for you? What will it be for you? Congratulations, because now you've written one sentence, you are an author. Okay? I want to congratulate you. Best-selling authors often have little to no qualifications. That's a fact. A gentleman I met at Mercer, he wrote 8th Grade Millionaire. He's a Canadian, but he lives in Costa Rica. And I met him, talked to him, etc. I talked about him in the book, Muslim Entrepreneur book. And I was amazed that someone with an 8th grade education has many books. Okay? It's something that's not out of the ordinary. And I know many of us on this line have way more than an 8th grade education. Actually, this gentleman is a billionaire. Now, understand this, you are special. You are special. You were born in a different culture, social class. You have different work and business experience. You have different education. Your family is special. You see, the ideas you have are special. I cannot produce the same wealth, the same knowledge as you do because we're not the same. So now let's talk about finding the right book for you. The right title. Understand this. The market rules always. That the market need your book. Okay. I don't want you to just write a book, but I want you to write a book that's beneficial as well, inshallah. So we gain both. Why would people buy your book? Ask yourself that question. Who will buy your book? What's the population that will buy your book? Figure this out as soon as possible. So take out a pen and a piece of paper right now. Okay, if you're driving, it's fine. But if you're at home, take out a pen and piece of paper and answer those questions. If you can, just write in the chat box some of your answers. Okay, I want you to start thinking about your book so we get the process started, inshallah. Now, we got to also purify our intentions while writing a book. Is it for fame? Nothing wrong with that, but you got to know why you're doing it. If you are, for example, a politician, someone doing politics, you want to be a president, yeah, by all means, write a book to become famous, right? Is it for profit? Are you a business owner? Yeah, by all means, get a book, okay? But know why you are writing the book. Is it for helping people? If you can do both, in my opinion, is better. An example is Imam Nawawi, who wrote a very influential book, the 40 Hadith. He put the right intention in it, and that's why his book is the most famous book. Even so, many other people wrote books that are similar, but never got that fame. Inshallah, something to think about. Now, categorize your book. Is it a children book? Is it adults? Okay. Is it fiction? Is it non-fiction? Is it black and white or color? Have a clear picture of it. Now, what I want you to do is to write a mission statement. What it is a short 1 to 2 sentences stating the purpose of your book. Mine was, in the Muslim Entrepreneur book, wealthy Muslims reveal the 10 principles that propel them to success. I'll tell you a story here. When I first started writing the book, I had no idea where it would end, okay? I had no idea. I just had this vague idea. Then I put down this mission statement, and it was amazing. It just came true. Okay, I found the right people to interview. I found the right documents, the right books to read. Everything appeared. But write down your mission statement. It's very important. By the way, someone is saying, okay, someone has a question here because I would be offering something different with value to solve a problem. Okay. Yes. I'll come back to it in the questions session, inshallah. Good point. If you have questions, type it in the question and answer. But I'll come back to you, inshallah. Find the right book for you. Avoid going too narrow. Avoid being too broad also. A good example is someone that wants to teach how to do business in Dubai. So it says, win the game, Dubai, win the game, right? So it's something exciting here. Because if I want to start a business in Dubai and I don't know anything about it, I want to buy a book like this. The roadmap to build a successful business in Dubai. Okay, this is a good example of a book that can be written. Another one for someone selling hijabs, attractively modest. Okay, or it could be some other combination of that. Okay, I'm thinking sexy modesty, but maybe it has a bad connotation. But just use your mind, keep thinking of good titles like that can draw the reader. But here we're talking about attractive for the husband, okay? Something very intimate, but it could be interesting. Now get a cover. This is a good cover that I like. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind of T. Harv Eker. It's a best-selling book. And what I like about it is the color. Let's study it a little bit. If you look, we're talking about millionaire. So when we say millionaire, we're thinking about gold, right? Gold. So it's yellow. You see gold on the cover. And then a parchment, meaning secret, right? A secret is usually written in a parchment, placed on an island, and well hidden. So it's a nice cover. Another one, someone very controversial right now. Okay, very, very controversial. Donald Trump. But look, any politician has a book, and they always put their face here. Another one, another politician, she has a book, right? And this book is very simple, very simple. Another one, you see, what can you see from this? Every single personality has a book, okay? Doesn't matter how good they are or how bad they are, they will have a book because a book gives them credibility in the marketplace. So, you know, I'm sure most of you are not politicians, but if you are into business or you doing education, you are a teacher, a consultant, whatever you are, if you have a book, it helps, okay? A famous doctor will have a book to teach people healthy living and that kind of thing. So something to think about. But what can you notice from these books? They always show the person because that's what politics is, right? You're calling people to vote for you, so you have to have your face on it. But if you are someone like Muhammad Yunus, he is building a social business. So, but he's a Nobel Prize, okay? He's a Nobel Prize winner uh, from Bangladesh. Muhammad Yunus. I have this book actually, and he's one of the pioneers of, of finance, microfinance, okay, banking for the poor, etc. And his name is well known. That's why the fonts are big on the cover. I don't want to go too much into details about the cover, but I'm just giving you examples here. Where can you get a cover? Crowd design websites, okay, like these ones, inshallah. Covers can change. That's good news for you. This was my first cover. Okay, it wasn't bad. It was nice. Then I got another one. And can you see the title even changed, right? Even the title changed. Now, get a media pack. It's something every author, future author uses to explain his or her book. Why would anybody read your book? Okay? Write a media pack. Typically, it's a 4 or 5 pages document that you can send to people. Let's say you want to interview someone. They ask you, well, what's your book about? You don't want to write a 2 pages email. You could, but come on, they don't have that kind of time. So get a media pack, something well designed, and that goes to the point of your book. And then people will tell you, well, yeah, for sure, I want to interview. A media pack will contain these elements here: book cover, pictures of author, favorite quotes, etc., short book extract. All these things will be in the media pack. The recording will be available, inshallah, so you can really get into the details here. Now, this is the example of my media pack. Okay, that's what it looked like inside. So in the left, introduction. Then I talk about the book. I have a quote. I put a hadith here about consistency. Hadith in Sahih Bukhari. And then I talk about the description, right? What does Islam have to say about entrepreneurship, etc., that kind of thing. Learn how You can use dua to achieve your goals. Like really go deep into the content of the book. Okay, and then etc. I talk about many other things. Uh, I can give you the template, inshallah, so you can get a nice media pack for you. A book is a collaborative effort. Okay, it's very hard to nowadays to write by your own, just using your own knowledge. I'll tell you why. The hand of Allah is with the Jama'ah. This is uh, an extract from Hadith. And something favorite of Imam Ashraf Zaghloul, Imam that I interviewed. Can you imagine a millionaire Imam nowadays, right? His company is traded in the Toronto stock market, and mashallah, uh, this is one of his favorite quotes, to always work with the group. And that's what I advise you to do. Don't work your book alone, especially if it is business orientated. Interview people. Okay, are you into medicine? Interview people in that field. Are you into real estate? Interview people. You get some partnership going. That will really help your book. The right people will appear and help you write and publish your book. Interview people to get awesome content and amazing contacts for your book. You will need them in the future, inshallah. These are just a few people I interviewed. Kom Mirza, okay, the $500 million man, mashallah. That's Dr. Miles Davis, Dr. Miles Davis of America, and he's a dean of a famous business school in America. And his story, he started from the ghetto, right? And most of his friends were either shot or in jail, but he succeeded. He became a PhD, and subhanallah, now the dean of business school. Kom Mirza, I drove 2 days, okay, to meet Kom Mirza, because this is what really keeps your book alive. I'm not saying you should drive 2 days, just saying you should interview people to get more content, good content for your book. Okay, this I'm only one person, but if I can get other people advice, insight, then I can produce a nice document. Dr. Hatim Zaghloul, the inventor of Wi-Fi, and Sister Lena Han, who just released her first movie, actually. Okay, we were talking about movies and how expensive they are. She was pitching day and night in order to get the budget for her movie. And it just came out, subhanAllah, I believe last week. And amazing, inshallah. A hijabi in Hollywood, as I like to say. Now, how to get the interviews? Aim to get a list of 100 people, a local list, okay? Get a local list and a long distance list. A local list are people that you can visit yourself. I visited Kom Mirza, but it took me 2 days. Some of you don't have that kind of time. Just call the person and do a Skype interview or something like that, or a telephone interview. But Skype is free, so why not? If they are in another country, by all means, do a Skype interview. But if they are in driving distance, why not? Why not go and meet the person, feel what they like, and then you go from there. But the interviews don't have to be long. Typically, they're only 20 minutes, and you get the meat of your book right there. This is just an example of interview request, okay? I won't go through it because it would be too long, but I'm just saying, while introducing myself, then I talk about the book, then I say, well, could you be available for 20 minutes to enrich the content of my book, etc. And if they agree, we agree for a place or time, something like that. Now, you can review the video, inshallah. We're good. Time is running out here. use the media pack, okay? Use the media pack to get interviews. That's why I wanted you to get something. So you can talk to the press, you can talk to entrepreneurs, doctors, whatever it is, artists, okay? For those of you that are into arts, send them a media pack. It makes the book project appear real. When I arrived at some of these entrepreneurs, they would say, well, is the book already written? Because it appears real. When you get a media pack, it's as if the book is already out. So the interview gets much easier. Okay? Record every interview. That's what I've done. With their permission, obviously. I ask discreetly. Now, write your book. That's really the meat of it. I talked to so many people and tell me, well, you know what, Umar, I think that would take too much time, or I'm not as talented. I can tell you guys, I am or sisters and brothers, I should say, I'm not nearly talented. Okay, I'm not a writer. Well, now I am, but I'm a mathematician. Okay, that's what I done, a PhD in math and finance. So I know numbers, but my writing is just normal writing. But what I can tell you is once you get this process going, you get a cover, you get a media pack, you get some interviews going, then the ideas just flow. At one point, when I was into 15 to 20 interviews, I couldn't wait to write the book because I had so much information to share. Okay, you don't need to be a writer basically to be a writer, if that makes sense. Now, get the skeleton. What it is? Take a minimum of 2 chapters. Okay, your book should have 2 chapters minimum, but really aim for 5 to 10 or 15. Really, the maximum would be 20. But if you take a fictional book, it could be different. For those of you who know people like Dan Brown, etc., they write fictional books that are one chapter could only be 1 page. Okay, that doesn't count. That's different. It's very fast paced, etc. It's like a movie. But if it is a non-fiction book, something technical. By the way, I keep saying non-fiction. Non-fiction means something like biography or business, science, political science, okay, sociology, psychology. That's non-fiction. Fiction is typically a novel, okay, something that doesn't exist, like Harry Potter, some magician, etc. Does that make sense? When I say children books, everybody knows books for young children, typically with lots of drawings and a little bit of text. Now, what does your book look like at the end? You got to have the end goal in mind. Aim to get at least 100 pages, okay? Anything less than that doesn't feel like a book. Just to be honest with you, it feels like uh, a small document, an essay. A real book will get 100 to, I would say, 600 pages, but it could be more. Some people are exceptional, but make it feel like a book. A nonfiction, usually the publishers put a limit of 80,000 words. Okay, something to know. For children books, it's different. The font is bigger, a lot of drawings, that kind of thing, 16,000 words. An intimate adult book could be 20,000 words, okay, to 30,000 words. And that would be a very small format. The book wouldn't be big, okay? It would be just a small book and intimate that you can carry pretty much in your pocket. That exists as well, but it's minimum 20,000 to 30,000 words. But those are the exceptions here. Another example, The Artist's Way, a bestseller book, 93,000 words. Okay, but the format was huge. It was a very big book. It's like a dictionary, but that's just how they did it. Okay. Now, how to write your book? Let's talk about that here. There is a method called the 15-15-10 method, 15-15-10 audio method. This I improved the method. It will allow you to write the book in 1 to 2 weeks to get a draft of your book. That's amazing. Isn't that amazing? If it is amazing, please type it in the chat box here. If you find that fantastic. If you could write a book in 1 to 2 weeks, are you saying, wow, mashallah, I can do this? Please type in the chat box. Okay, someone is saying, what is a media pack? Okay, a media pack is just something you send to people, to entrepreneurs, people you want to meet, to tell them about your book. Okay, something very short is 4 to 5 pages to tell them exactly what your book is about and who you are. And so, anybody excited about writing a book in 1 to 2 weeks? Anybody excited here? Okay, Lofty is saying yes. Okay, let's move on. How to do that? I don't have time to go into the details, but this is a tip here. You start with 15 points in your book. Find 15 major topics. It could be more. My book had 10 principles, so 10 chapters. That would make sense because I called it 10 principles, 10 success principles. But yours could be 7 or 13. I don't know what the number is. So 15 is not fixed. It could be 17, 18, etc. But find 15 major topics, okay, in your book. And that's what I did here. I wrote them down. This is the first thing I did before writing the book. Then for each for each point, I found a question that will whose answer is that point. For example, when I'll go back. The need for a success philosophy. Okay, that's the first topic. Then I would find I would find many points in that very topic. Okay, so here I have the 15 points, and I have 15 questions. 15 questions that will have an answer like that. And then I will find 3 answers per question. Okay, so basically what I'm doing is I'm cutting the book in small parts. So I cut the book in 15 parts, but I only want 10 chapters. So I will eliminate 5 of them to get 10 chapters. Okay, now I have my chapters. Then I will do the sub chapters. So those are the points, the 15 points in my sub chapter. Okay, so I have 15 sub chapters, but I might cut them. I might cut them to 12, 10, whatever. And then for each sub chapter, I will find a question to answer. Okay, and I'll find the 3 answers and develop the theme around those answers. So this is what I will do. I'll go into why is Islam positive towards wealth? And I have 3 answers, okay? Wealthy prophets and companions ask for wealth, okay, meaning dua. and wealth is good for all humans. And then I'm going to take my microphone and record for while keeping the three answers in my head. So I'll just go around the park and say, well, wealthy prophets and companions. Yes, Islam shows us that some of the prophets were very wealthy. We have the example of Sulaiman alayhi salam, who made a dua, etc. He was very wealthy. And who is better than a prophet? You see, ideas are coming. But I'm not writing anything. I'm just recording my voice. And then I think about ask for wealth. So I say, and Islam encourages us to make dua, etc. The Sahaba used to make dua for even the small thing. And then I think about answer three. Wealth is good for all humans. So I say, Allah asks us to get sustenance, get clothes, and drink good water, eat good food, that kind of thing. So you see, I can easily speak for 3 to 7 minutes using these answers here. Those are just points I'm keeping in mind. And that's it. Now I have a recording that's 5 to 7 minutes, 3 to 7 minutes. And at the end, I'm just going to type everything. Okay? That's it. That's the draft of my book. And then I'll work on that. So does that make sense? I'm cutting the book in small parts, and then I'm recording every subchapter. It will only be two pages long, something like that. Okay, 2 pages long. I'll speak it with my recording. Now let's go to the next step here. I don't have time to go too much into detail because I don't want you to get lost. I'm just giving you a feel of what it's like. So some people can think better while writing, but many people feel intimidated. So why not just record it as well? Teaching that. Now, publish your book. That's a big one. As you know, when I was a child, I wrote a book. It wasn't really a book, a drawing book, a manga book, and I still have it. It's a 92 pages book and just full of drawings and stuff. And I can tell you, publishing is a big mystery. Okay, many people have a lot of stuff that they've written, but they never published it because it just feels so intimidating. So let's tackle it right now. How to get published? Get a final cover. Okay, that's crucial. Then edit your book. How to get that done? Well, we go into that. Design the book. Okay, the interior of the book. Make it look nice. Those are really the things that's standing between you and publishing success. What do I do for the design? I use fonts that are easy to read, okay? And this is the exact font I'm using here on this screen. It's called Adobe Garaman Pro, okay? Because they're easy to read. I can give you a document to get into these points here. I don't want to get too much into detail, but make the fonts very easy to read. Make them big enough so people can actually read it and enjoy reading them. I use a good size, 13 points. Now, it's time to design the interior of the book. Use a professional if you don't know what you're doing, or read about book designing. Okay, those are the two things you can do. I started designing myself. I got some help. It was a mix of the two I did. But it's good to learn for yourself so you know what other people are doing. Now, how to edit? Correct the mistakes. Trust me, you will make mistakes. Okay? Do a pre-launch and have people download the book and give you feedback. Very crucial. I did my pre-launch. It was the 27th of Ramadan. Okay, I just came back from meeting Mirza, and amazing. He said, "Well, you know what? I think it's ready. Just launch it, and then let's work the details. Keep editing the book. And I got a lot of feedback. Okay, people were liking it. I was editing at the same time before the book came out in print form. That was my story, but I really encourage you to get other people to read your book before you launch it. Before you launch it, use short sentences. Okay, that's very helpful here, especially for the English language. Uh, Now, how to publish? You can either self-publish or publish traditionally. Okay, there are four main traditional houses like Simon Schuster, that kind of houses, Hachette Livre in France, etc. That do pretty much all the publishing, Random House in the UK, etc. So check that out. But what I can tell you is you have to get an agent. They don't take people's manuscripts just like that, because otherwise they would be flooded all the time. You find someone, an intermediary, you convince them that your book is worth publishing, they will get a percentage of your sales, okay, if they're successful. So if they think your book is worth it, they will give it a try. If not, good luck. Okay, trust me, they get hundreds of manuscripts every month. Advantage of big publishing houses, they have a big platform. Okay, big platform. So if your book is good, it can really boost your credibility here. But it takes forever to get published. Forever. Now, self-publishing, this is really something I recommend for first-time publishers. It's easy of access. But again, make sure you get a nice cover. Make sure you edit the book properly. That's why most people don't respect self-published books, because they're not well designed, or it's just ugly. Okay, so make sure it looks like a book from Barnes and Noble. Really, just that's what I done. I went to Barnes and Noble, uh, took pictures of books literally with my phone. I would took pictures everywhere, and design my book that way. I got uh, I got help. I got help. But make it exactly like that. Make the quality just as good, because your readers really are paying money. They deserve something of good quality. Self-publishing is easy of access. It gets you more control. Edit the book as at will. You can price it as you want. I'll just speed through the rest because I want to take questions here. Legal requirements, you need an ISBN. This is a 13-digit code that's in every book. Research it. You need it. You need a copyright. And then you put a barcode in the back of the book. Now, you need also to select book printers. There are thousands of those. There's print on demand, meaning you can nowadays, with the technology we have, you can print one book, okay? Just one book. Get it sent to you, hardcover or soft cover. Hardcover meaning it doesn't bend, Soft cover is like the market paper, a book that you can carry around, it bends easily, and you can get one printed at a reasonable cost. I paid only $12 for hardcover. Okay, get one printed at least, and then make the corrections. There's offset printing. That's for if you want to publish, if you want to print thousands of books. Here's the thing: why print thousands of books if you can print only one book? Print one, study it, see if there are mistakes, and print others. Okay, print more. I went with Ingram Spark. It's the biggest, okay, the biggest publisher, the biggest printer. But I'm not pushing anything. go with whatever you think is reasonable. But their prices were very nice. I'm recommending it. The price point is around $6 for soft cover and $12 for hardcover. Okay, so very reasonable. Now, profit from the book. Is this me on TV? Just giving a picture of what's possible with a book. Uh, it's not fame or it's just impact. It's just getting your ideas out there so you can serve people. Uh, Inshallah, you'll get rewarded for beneficial knowledge again. Let's get the intention right. Get our books out there because I looked, by the way, at in Amazon for Muslim books. Okay, I could say 90% of the books are written by Christians and Jews or atheists. It's amazing. So, and if you read Imam Suyuti or many other imams I was talking about here, they have 200 books, one man, 200 books. Subhanallah, I've written one book. I feel like, wow, how can they get 200 books, one man? It's amazing the scholarship we have. It's amazing the heritage we have. We really have an advantage as Muslims, studying from these people, emulating them, etc. Subhanallah. May Allah reward them really for the inspiration of writing. Us will be writing, inshallah, thousands of books for this millennium. Okay. This is Amazon bestseller, and many other things come from writing books, coaching, etc. You get more trust with your clients. You don't need to speak too much. Just send them a book. Just send them your book. And you don't need to pitch within your book. Just give them value and then people will come back to you. That's how it works in today's world. You can get products like video and audio interviews that you conducted with the entrepreneurs you interviewed. I'm saying entrepreneurs because I was interviewing entrepreneurs, but it could be artists, it could be, people in education, it could be many other things. Okay, it could be scholars, right? If that's what you're doing. Just write down ideas of books that you have. I'll be happy to help. Now, I'm offering also a free book that you can get today, a free real book. You only pay for shipping. Okay, this is a link here, gumroad.com, and that's the end here. I am open to take questions before we end this call here. You can actually raise your hand. There is a hand raising button here. Sumaya is asking how to organize the information into topics, categories, right? Okay. She's saying, I was asking, what's the idea of the topics? Okay, I see. She doesn't have a microphone. How to organize the information? Is that your question? Right. Now, this is something important. Thank you for that question. By the way, any of you that has a question, please type it in the chat box here so I can answer 2 to 3 questions before leaving the call. Because really, the questions are the main thing for a webinar like this. The main thing. What I was saying is you can really organize the information easily by using this strategy here. Around, hold on, let's go back here. This will be long. We're talking about writing the book. Okay, there it is. For every point, I don't have time to go into all the details, but I'm subdividing my book into chapters. And every chapter will cover a major area of the book, okay? A major topic of the book. Then every chapter will be divided into sub-chapters. How do I find them? By taking the sub-chapter. Let's say the first chapter was the Muslim advantage in my final book, the Muslim advantage. Then I'll find 15 points why there is a Muslim advantage, you see? Because we have dua, we have zakat, we have the Prophet ﷺ was an entrepreneur, etc. I'm using many points to explain the chapter. Then for every point, I'm asking a question related to that point, and I give 3 answers, okay? So here, for example, I have wealthy prophets and companions ask for wealth. Okay, wealth is good for all humans. Then I'm taking my microphone and I speak 3 minutes using all 3 answers. Okay, all 3 words, and I'm using the exact words. So I start with, obviously in Islam we have wealthy prophets, wealthy companions, and I give examples. Okay, I say, I go into details. And one other thing to do in your book, inshallah, is to tell many stories, because people will forget about the fact. Say, imagine you are in medicine. I'm not in medicine, but for someone that's not familiar with the subject, it can be difficult. But if you telling stories, then they're easy to digest. They're easy to digest. So half of the Quran is stories. Half of the Quran is stories. So something to think about for your book. Any other question? Any other question, Sister Sumaya? Is that answering your question? Okay, she's saying yes. I mean, yeah. Anyway, as a question from the floor here before we end this call. By the way, before we leave here, make sure you get a copy of the book. Do it right now. Get a copy of the book. So I'm just going through the content here to go to the last page. These are all the points we covered in this presentation. It will be available to you, so you can go back in detail, okay? And try to apply the information today. Get a title. I'll go more into detail about every point. I'll be releasing some content as well, detailing every point, and inshallah help you get a good idea about your book. Today, right now, since you are here till the end, I want to give you a free copy of the book, the Muslim Entrepreneur book. Just go on this link here. So this is gumroad.com/. I'll type it here so everybody can see. So HTTPS gumroad.com. So was it helpful? Well, was this helpful for you? I want to see what you have to say. If you go on this link, can everybody see it here? You can get the book. All you have to do is pay for the shipping. Get your book today. I'll be releasing some information, as I said. You will have access to this recording, inshallah. So with that, I'm letting you go. I hope you benefited from this call here. I'm really excited to be talking to you next time, inshallah. And inshallah, we'll have so many books, hundreds of books within this ummah affect thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people, maybe. So why not have your book? And I'll see you next time, inshallah.